Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Theravada Buddhism series, Dhamma talk number 73. Powerful dependence condition, part 2. Upanissaya Paccayo. Powerful dependence condition has 9 points underneath that heading. In the last talk, we completed the first 6 of the 9 points. And this week, we are going to continue the first 3 points is regarding wholesome states. The second 3 points are regarding unwholesome mental states. And the last 3 points, 7, 8, and 9, are regarding indeterminate states, abhyagata, indeterminate. Point 7 is preceding indeterminate states are related to succeeding indeterminate states by powerful dependence condition. So, what are the preceding indeterminate states? They are 36 resultant consciousness, vipaka citta, 20 functional consciousness, kariya citta, 28 materialities, rupa, and 1 nibbana. Those are the succeeding indeterminate states. The 36 resultant, which is every one of the resultant consciousness there exists. 20 functional consciousness, all 20 are there. 28 materialities, all of them are there. And 1 nibbana. They are all indeterminate, meaning these does not belong to any wholesome or unwholesome, kusala or unkusala, akusala states. Totally neutral. So those are the succeeding or preceding. What are the succeeding states? The succeeding Abhyagata indeterminate states are 36 resultant consciousness and 20 functional consciousness. That is the succeeding. So we try to give a little glimpse into Father, not just saying succeeding Dharma, preceding Dharma, what they actually are. So that is number 8. Abhyagata Dhamma, followed by Abhyagata Dhamma. Preceding is Abhyagata, succeeding is Abhyagata. Point number 8. Preceding indeterminate states are related to succeeding wholesome states by powerful dependence condition. Now this one is indeterminate to wholesome, Abhyagata to kusala. And in here, preceding indeterminate states are 35 resultant consciousness. Not all 36, just only 35. 36 resultant consciousness. And these condition the subsequent or succeeding 21 wholesome consciousness, kusala. So, why not 36? Why is it only 35? So we need to understand that. Let's say a person is practicing and has reached Arahata Phala Citta, fruition consciousness of an Arahant. Arahata Phala Citta. And once a person reached that Citta, once become a full Arahant, 100%. And once you become a Arahant completely, that person is free from kusala and akusala dhamma. That person has no more wholesome dharma or unwholesome dharma, wholesome states or unwholesome state. They are free from those. But Abhyagata remains. Arahant has indeterminate states, indeterminate dharma, or you can call it functional consciousness. That is all it remains in Arahant. Therefore, you can see the thread now. The exclusion of Arahata Phala consciousness is required because after that they cannot produce any more wholesome states or unwholesome state for that matter. It cannot produce unwholesome consciousness anymore. For that reason, that particular Arahata Phala consciousness or Dharma or state is excluded from the succeeding states. And of course, what are the succeeding states or subsequent conscious consequences? all 21 wholesome Dharma or wholesome states or wholesome consciousness are the succeeding states. I'm saying all these words because you will find many different words in the English translated book. One might think they are different, but they are the same. Wholesome consciousness, kusala citta. Now, point number 9. The last of this powerful dependent condition. So, preceding indeterminate states are related to succeeding unwholesome states by powerful, dominant, dependence condition. And the 9th point is a relationship between indeterminate and unwholesome. Abhyagata and akusala. How are they related? And in here, we all know they are altogether 36 resultant consciousness. Out of the 36, 32 are mundane resultant consciousness, mundane lokiya. And the remaining 4 are supramundane consciousness, lokuttara citta. In other words, they are part consciousness. Part consciousness are supramundane. Non-part consciousness are mundane. So 4 are supramundane. And as it is 32 are mundane, of course, they can produce unwholesome states or unwholesome consciousness. States, consciousness, Dharma, under this context, are exactly the same. They have the same essence. And the 4 supramundane resultant consciousness cannot condition unwholesome consciousness. Why? Because those 4 supramundane consciousness function is to eradicate unwholesome states. Those part consciousness eradicate anything and everything that is unwholesome according to their level. So, as they cannot produce unwholesome states, because their functions are to eradicate them, they cannot be included in this counting of the 0.8. Oh, sorry, 0.9, relationship number 9. So, 32 remains. And also, we know there's a 20 functional consciousness of Arahant. They cannot produce unwholesome states. So they are all excluded as well. However, 28 indeterminate materialities can produce akusala or unwholesome states. So material, nama and rupa, mind and matter. In the matter, they are grouped into 28. Four great elements. 24 is dependent. Altogether 28. These are simply rupa. Rupa, matter, by itself is neither wholesome nor unwholesome. They are just it. Hot is hot. That hot doesn't mean wholesome or unwholesome. Cold is cold, neither wholesome or unwholesome. So materiality is abhyagata, neither wholesome or unwholesome, indeterminate. That's why 28 materiality which are abhyagata can produce unwholesome state. Or wholesome state, doesn't matter, depending on the condition. In other words, what are these 28 materials in a different way of understanding? Those 28 materialities are actually 5 sense objects. 5 sense objects are 28 materialities. Form, sound, smell, taste, tangibility. Those are the 5 sense objects. Now you see, if you crave for the 5 sense object, it becomes unwholesome. If you don't cling to it, no unwholesome state can arise. So when you look from the point of 5 sense object, it is even clearer to understand why it is indeterminate. Those are the preceding. Preceding states are 32 mundane resultant consciousness and 28 materialities. Those are the preceding states. What are the succeeding states? Succeeding unwholesome states. Actually, they are 12 unwholesome consciousness. If you remember past lectures, what are the unwholesome consciousness? How many of them are there? They are altogether 12. 8 of them are Lobha Mula Citta, greed-rooted consciousness. 2 of them are Dosa Mula Citta, anger-rooted consciousness. The remaining 2 are Moha Mula Citta, delusion-rooted consciousness. Altogether 12. These 12 kinds of unwholesome consciousness or mental states are the succeeding mental states. And they are related by powerful dependence condition. So those are the 9 points or 9 different stages in 3 groups under the powerful dependence condition. And we have dealt now the 2 divisions of powerful dependence condition. You remember what all 3 divisions are? One is the predominant object dependence condition. Predominant object dependence condition. That is similar to object condition, Ramana Paccayo. Remember at the beginning, Hetu Paccayo, Ramana Paccayo, object condition. It's similar to that. And then second division in here is seamless dependence condition. And that is also identical to the contiguity condition, Anantara Paccayo. If you want to become more clearer, go back and listen to those Dhamma talks. And if one understands those 2 well enough, one can grasp the first 2 divisions of powerful dependence condition. One is predominant object dependence. Second is seamless dependence. Now, we will discuss the 3rd division. The 3rd division in Pali is called Paccayo Nitsaya, translated as independent dependence or separate dependence condition. And in this condition, what we need to know is it covers all 3 time zones, past, present, and future. In Pali is called Kala Vimukti, liberated from time, which means it can be past or present or future. That is Paccayo, independent or separate dependence condition. Then under this powerful dependence condition, Buddha had delivered separately regarding how climate, nutrition, lodging, and individual condition beings, us as human, not only human, other beings as well, by powerful dependence condition, Upanissaya. So, in the following section, we will focus on independent dependence condition, Paccayo Nitsaya. So I won't repeat that word again and again. Everything what is going to follow now is Paccayo Nitsaya. Independent dependence condition, or you can call separate dependence condition. Buddha delivered it separately from the main 9 points. Because it is very, very powerful and affect us and influence us and condition us. But anyway, this Paccayo we are going to explain again all 9 points using different example but factual points. The Buddha gave us just a simple one line. It sounds like this. Udu bhojanampi upanijaya pichena picheo. That is climate and nutrition. So, the first point, preceding and succeeding are both wholesome and wholesome, kusala and kusala, the first point. Now the elder has explained this way. I'm using the examples or explanation given by our elders, not mine. Due to wholesome mental state, saddha. You remember saddha in English? Faith and confidence. Faith and confidence in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And also on karma, action, and vipaka, resultant. Action and resultant, actions and effect, cause and effect, actions and consequences, karma, vipaka. So these 5, having faith and confidence in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, cause and effect. If we have that, we will activate wholesome actions. As soon as we have that, it's follow. We activate. We do wholesome actions. Okay? Wholesome action is the unwavering work. So let's clarify a little further. Such thing as charity and generosity, dana. Morality, sila. Observing 8 or 9 precepts, uposatha sila. Practicing to attain jhana. Practicing to attain vipassana insight. Now for that matter, attaining 4 Ariya paths. Megacita, the path of Ariyas. So, saddha, if you have a saddha, saddha become the cause. Or you can say preceding Dharma. And carrying out charity is the effect, cause and effect, or succeeding Dharma and preceding Dharma. Saddha is wholesome, generosity is wholesome, wholesome to wholesome. And also saddha, once you have saddha, it conditions to observe morality. Let's simplify it. You observe 5 precepts, you observe 8 precepts, you observe 9 precepts because of saddha, succeeding and preceding Dharma. Observing 5, 8, 9 precepts is powerfully dependent on having saddha. Upanissaya Paccayo. Also, let's say the whole thing, the achievement of all other wholesome states, such as jhana, through concentration meditation, vipassana insight, by practicing vipassana, insight meditation, and also achieving full part wisdom, mega jnana, part wisdom, part consciousness. They all spring from saddha. They all spring from saddha. Without saddha, these will never arise. Hands, our hands are very useful too. If it is dirty, you can clean with your hands. If it is messy, you can clean and organized to be neat and tidy with your hands. Without hands, you cannot do it. With your hands, you can pick up your food and eat. Without hands, you can't. That is how useful the hands are to you. And just like that, saddha can give clarity of mind and set a solid foundation for attaining nibbana. Without saddha, you will not have a clear mind. You won't be able to attain nibbana. Just like hands, saddha is useful to achieve all these wholesome states. To pick up all these wholesome states and eat it, for that matter, like hands. All of us who are engaging in this Dharma, if we have a strong and firm saddha, not simply, oh, I believe. No, that's not enough. Strong and firm belief. If we have a strong and firm belief in saddha, which is the conditioning factor or the preceding states, we can achieve the path wisdom, mega jnana. We can achieve it. Which are the succeeding Dharma. or resultant factor, result, cause and effect. In this very life, if we have a strong and firm Dharma, we can achieve the path of wisdom in this very life. Saddha is like a very good apple seed. The apple seed, if you plant it, it will grow deep roots. Good foundation to stabilize the tree, apple tree. It grows deep root. And also trunks and trees and branches and leaves will grow upward, where the flower blossom and the apple fruits come out that one can enjoy. Saddha is like that, just like a good seed. It grows deep roots and give out the benefits, the result, the final of all is Nibbana. To attain that unique path of wisdom. So, that is Paccayo Nisaya, from wholesome to wholesome state, how they are related from wholesome to wholesome. Point number 2, wholesome to unwholesome. How are they related from wholesome to unwholesome? Okay. Some individuals achieved wholesome Dharma, wholesome state. They achieve all the wholesome states except path wisdom. And it is due to Saddha. Because of the Saddha, they achieve all the wholesome state, but they are stopped short. They cannot achieve path wisdom. Because these individuals, good yogis, they become arrogant and conceited with their achievements. Some become quite arrogant. I know, I have reached. And what is that conceit? Mana. It is unwholesome. That is how wholesome slip into unwholesome. Wholesome is the preceding Dharma. Unwholesome is the succeeding Dharma. From Saddha goes into conceit. And this conceit will give rise to wrong view. Deity. Once you go to deity, you will go round and round again. And that is how Paccayo, you see, that's why it is called Kala Vimukti. Past, present, and futures are all in the stream. Paccayo, Kala Vimukti. So that is point 2. Point 3 is how Kusala, wholesome, is related to Abhyagata, indeterminate. Let's use the Saddha again. Due to Saddha, one works hard, very hard, to accumulate more wealth, to get richer and richer. But at the same time, their objective to become riches, to do more charity work, to be able to give more. Or you practice harder for higher attainments. To do satta, they accumulate more wealth, they practice harder. So what happens when you walk like that? One becomes very tired, physically tired and exhausted, because you are not at a normal pace. You are doubling down, tripling down on your effort. You become physically exhausted. So, having saddha is kusala, wholesome. Physically exhausted, very specific, physically exhausted. But mentally you might be still happy. Oh, I work hard, I have more money now, I can do more charity, you might be happy. But physically exhausted. Physical is rupa, 28 materialities. And what are the materialities? They are indeterminate, abhyagata. So that is how kusala related to abhyagata in preceding and succeeding dharma. 3.3. Point 4. Now we go to akusala, unwholesome zone. Akusala to akusala, unwholesome to unwholesome. Due to raga. Raga is a Pali word. English translation is lust. Or let's call it excessive wanting. Due to raga, excessive wanting, excessive desire, one could kill, steal, cheat, rob, rape, lie, use slander, rude words, harsh words. Because of your excessive desire, you do all these things. That excessive desire, raga, is unwholesome, and all those actions we just stated are unwholesome. That is how preceding unwholesome dharma is related to succeeding unwholesome dharma by Paccayo. It transcends through 3 time zones, past, present, and future is also there. The 5th point, how does unwholesome related to wholesome, akusala to kusala? Due to desire or wanting to have a better, safer, and peaceful life, one does charity, observe morality, practice concentration meditation, vipassana meditation. You do all these things because we want to have a better life, we want to have a safer life, we have to have peaceful, harmonious life. With that desire, we do all these actions. Wanting to have a better life is the unwholesome, selfish interest. And doing all this charity and morality and meditations are kusala. That's how it is related. Okay? Desire or wanting basically is lobha. Raga is lobha. Lust is loga. Desire is lobha. Wants is lobha. Greed, greed, greed. There are two kinds of greed, lobha. One is the wicked greed for self-interest, and it must be avoided because it makes other people suffer. All your actions with wicked greed will make others suffer. Must avoid. The second kind of greed creates harmony, peace, and growth for better understanding. Those types of greed is worth pursuing. Of course, depending on the level where you are. That is how unwholesome become wholesome. The sixth point, unwholesome to indeterminate, akusala to abhyagata. Again, this raga, lust. Okay, what is that lust, raga? Lust for what? Lust for 5 sense pleasure. That is called raga. Because of the lust for 5 sense pleasure, one does honest work. Honest, sincere, honest, hard work. Because of that, you got physically tired, physical hardship. Raga is unwholesome. Physical materiality is indeterminate. That is how it is connected. Akusala vyagata. Last two, physical. Let's look in a little different way and see, just to throw a curveball. What is lust in terms of noble truth? Samudaya sissa, the cause of suffering, craving. Lust is the samudaya sissa, noble truth, the cause of suffering. And what is physical hardship? Dukkha. Physical hardship. You suffer physically, but regardless, you still suffer. That is dukkha sissa, noble truth of suffering. The two noble truths right there. That's why Buddha's teachings are all connected. You might use different words, but when you really practice, you see these connections quite well. Well, we have quite a bit of time into this, so we will conclude the rest, especially emphasizing on climate, nutrition, lodging, and individuals under the next Dhamma talk, and concluded the remaining 3 points. So may all of you be able to understand how these powerful dominant conditions affect us, And if you are mindful and observant, you will see these connections in your daily activities. The key word is mindful. May all of you be able to practice mindfulness inside meditation and understand the Buddha Dharma by bridging theory and practice well and attain liberation as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much.